Hello again. We're just exiting Blackroot Burrows, and we're about to do our first big sequence break in the run, the Fronkey Walk. So hopefully your experience is set up well for this trick. On this file, I'm 6 away from level, which works perfectly fine. The Fronkey in question drops 19 experience, so it's a pretty large range. As long as you're anywhere from 1 to 19 away from your next level, you're set. If you're further away from that, then the killing another slime in Blackroot would have been the way to go, but there's a couple things coming up that you could kill to get a little bit more experience. If you've already leveled up, because you got too much experience in Blackroot, then it's big trouble, and you should probably go back to a save from before Blackroot and do it taking one less slime, so that you don't level, because that is pretty much a catastrophic event for the run. So let's go take a look at it. I'm doing this one while playing because there's a lot of little things to point out as we go. We're just pausing the video constantly. So we're heading up here, back kind of the way we came. Now we're going to grab this Fronkey's attention. So the way to do this is to jump off this mushroom, shoot him when you're at the peak of your jump, and continue holding right through your jump. If you don't keep holding right, the Fronkey will try to land on top of you, wherever you are. And if you're too far to the left, he'll land on part of this mushroom and you won't get down. So looks like this. Shoot him to get him to follow us. And then we can kind of damage him a little bit to keep him following us here. Yeah, okay. Let me pause this for a sec. Now, getting this Fronkey to jump into this tree can be a little bit tricky. The way Fronkey AI works, I'll show you it here, is if you're far away from them, but they're aggroed, then they'll do a small jump. Right now he's doing big jumps, but if I try to run very far away, then he'll just do a short hop, which is kind of an interesting little thing they do. So you want to kind of stay closer to them to make them do big jumps. But in this case, if I go too far away too quickly, like get his attention and jump all the way over here, let me just make sure I get his aggro, then he'll do a short jump and he won't make it up that ledge. So you kind of have to wait sort of this knot in the tree to make sure he follows you up properly. So now we've got the Fronkey following us. If all the jumps went smoothly, the Fronkey will land about at these yellow flowers. Because I went back, the jumps did not go smoothly, but if they did, he would land about here, and you could carry on with him following you like that. If they did not, and he lands to the left of these yellow flowers, so like if he lands there, and you go all the way over, then he'll fall in this pit and get stuck, which kind of sucks. You have to go back to get him out. So if he's not on these yellow flowers when he lands there, I just got hit. Let me just debug heal myself. If he's not on these yellow flowers, like he's in this position, then just bait him to do another jump to the edge so that he doesn't get stuck in the pit, and then you get over. So now, get him to follow us over here. He does not take damage from the spikes, we do. And one thing to note about these spikes, let me debug heal again, is that the right side of the spikes does 2 damage to you, and about at this line, the left side only does 1. Now you should have plenty of health for this, you should be at 3 or more, but if you get hit or something and you're down to 2, then just be aware that you need to take damage from the left side of the spikes to survive. So just in case I get hit again, debug heal. So now we get the Fronkey to continue to follow us. At this point we can weaken him down to 1 hit away. Right now he's 2 hits away. I just want to show, I guess, one more thing about these spikes before we finish the Fronkey walk. So get him to follow me a bit. Now if I get away from him extremely quickly, he might not jump over the spikes at me. He did there, but if you lose aggro on him and he still has a hit left, you can jump out and shoot him, and that will get his attention, which is a reason to leave him with a little bit of health so that you can get him to follow you over the spikes. So now we head up to the door. This is the entire reason we've done this trick, because we want to go through this door, and we only have 2 max energy. So we put 2 of our energy into the door, and then we want to level up off the frog's experience, and then that'll refill our energy, and we're able to open the door. Now this is fairly forgiving. The area that you can put energy into the door is like about this big, the box I'm tracing with my mouse. And you have a full second after the Fronkey is killed before his experience starts to magnet towards you. So you pretty much just kill the Fronkey so that he's at the top of one of his jumps, and then mash 2 energy into the door, kind of standing wherever, let the experience magnet, and then put 2 more energy in, and the door will open. So if done smoothly, you can do this as you're hopping up the wall as the Fronkey chases you in the first time. If you have some error, like he doesn't jump, he doesn't follow you correctly, you can just get to the edge of the platform and jump like this. And I could kill him at the top of any one of these jumps, and then I could put energy in the door from here, so that would work perfectly fine. But let me just get him outside again, and we'll show what it would look like in practice. And I believe he has 2 health left, so we'll soften him up so that 1 hit will kill. Jumps, I mash my energy in, I get the experience, and I level up. So we've broken our way into Grotto. And now this is where I really recommend having debug mode set up, which was mentioned in the first video. If you haven't taken a look at that yet, just check out the configuration guide, and that'll tell you everything you need to know about getting that set up, because this next part is called the Death Gauntlet. It's not too hard once you've practiced it, but you're guaranteed to die doing this your first few times. There's a lot of stuff that will kill you in here. So, since we have no energy, we're going to use a debug save, because we don't want to redo the Fronkey walk every single time we want to practice this movement. So let's get into this death run. Okay, so we've got to cross this pit of poison water first. You can kind of pick one of many methods to get across it. My preferred method is a dash glide, but if you're not too comfortable with dash gliding, then probably the easiest one is to just dash into the water. Then start shooting this slime. Jump out of the water from close to this wall. This will cause this Fronkey not to see you. And then you can get up under him like that and carry on. Now, if you don't jump from close to the wall... hang on, that was me just doing it the exact same way. If you don't jump from close to the wall, then he'll aggro, and you'll be very sad. So, once again, the way you want to do it is like that. And if you're a bit faster, you can get through only taking 2 damage on that. So, that's the way through. Other ways to do this, you can dunk this Fronkey by dash gliding across, like so. Where you intentionally aggro him, but you've gone into the water so much further to the right that you don't have to worry about it, and he'll just fall into the water, kill himself, and then you can jump up the wall, easy peasy. Another way is to damage boost the slime. I don't really recommend this one, but just for completeness' sake, I'll show it. You use the iframes from getting hit by the slime to avoid the Fronkey, but pretty spooky. So let's just pick one of them. I'll just do the Fronkey dunk since it's what I'm comfortable with, and we'll carry on. So now there's an energy cell up top that we want to get. So we're just going to kill all this stuff and get up to this, grab that energy cell. And now we have plenty of energy, so you can save wherever you want at this point. You've basically made it safely through now that you've gone through the water and gotten past all these crushers. So that's great, and we're able to head down towards double jump, dash over the slime, and just fall down here. So now we're in Moon Grotto. I will note that this coming up here is just kind of a cycle that is difficult to make. It's possible to get through here 1 crusher cycle earlier, but for the time being I wouldn't worry about it too much. I will link in the advanced section ways to get through that. So we're going to head down here, use the keystone we picked up before in Glades so that we now have 2 keystones, we don't have to fight the boss, and let's do another ghost door. If you're quick, then the spider will kill you there, but if not, then you can just get the Fronkey to kill you. And we'll head down towards double jump. That jump I just did there, off the wall and curving through the air, is a little bit faster than touching the left wall, but if you're dying to the spikes, you should just use the left wall. It's very small optimization. So we'll just dash along here. You can just dash over or dash glide over this Fronkey. And now we get towards double jump, and that will take us to our next video.